My director told my wife, "Yes, sweetheart, I've already arranged for his termination. I've stripped him of everything, his career, his loved ones." She laughed and replied, "I've been fantasizing about ditching that failure forever." Those words sliced through me, tearing my reality apart. But years later, I transformed into someone unrecognizable, rich, influential, and ready to obliterate them both. There are moments that redefine your life when time slows to a crawl, and you're powerless as your world collapses. For me, that moment struck when I walked into my director's office expecting a standard discussion. Instead, I overheard a conversation that shattered my existence. "Yes, sweetheart," my director's voice slipped through the cracked door. "Slick and smug, I've already drafted his termination. I've taken it all, his job, his family." Then her laugh. Lila's voice, "I've been dreaming of dumping that failure for ages." She giggled. My chest constricted. My vision swam. I stepped forward, hands shaking. The two people I relied on most, my wife, my director, had been scheming against me, and I didn't know why. I shoved the door open. They spun around, startled, but only for a second. My director smirked, and Lila didn't even flinch. "Oh, James," my director said coolly, reclining in his chair. "I was just mentioning you." My throat closed up. "What the hell is this?" I demanded, voice trembling. Lila sighed, irritated, eyeing me like I was a pest she couldn't wait to squash. "You're so dense, aren't you?" she sneered. I turned to my director. "You're firing me." He grinned. "Not just firing you, James. I'm ensuring you'll never work in this field again." The floor seemed to vanish beneath me. Why, I choked. Lila laughed. "Because I don't love you, you fool, I never did. You were just a rung on my ladder." And now she smirked viciously. "I am climbing over you." Then she sauntered around the desk, leaned down, and kissed my director right in front of me. In 1 hour, I lost it all. My job gone, blacklisted, no hope of recovery in my industry. My marriage, Lila filed for divorce that day. My house, since she'd rigged everything legally, I was kicked out. It wasn't just betrayal, it was a precision strike. Lila and my director had been plotting this for months, maybe years. The worst part, I had loved her. I had trusted them both. The days after were a haze. I went from respected professional to nobody. I pleaded for jobs, but every firm inexplicably turned me away. My director's connections at work. I holed up in a dingy motel living off cheap burgers and ramen, while Lila moved into my director's sprawling estate carefree. She'd erased me so effortlessly while I had nothing. For a while, I thought about quitting, but then something snapped. I wouldn't grovel. I wouldn't crawl back. I'd rebuild. And one day, when they least expected it, I'd bury them. I left town for 5 years. Vanished. When I returned, I was unrecognizable. What did I do in those 5 years? I built a fortune. Starting from scratch, I took grunt jobs, studied business investments and influence. I gambled on a startup investment firm. Within 2 years, I hit 6 figures. By year 5, I was a multimillionaire with the network CEOs, lawmakers, media tycoons. I mastered real power. Every step, I honed my revenge. Every dollar, every win fueled one mission: reclaim what they stole and crush them. I returned to the city reborn, not the man I was, but a wealthy investor, a titan, a perfect weapon of retribution. Step 1: seizing his company. My old director, oblivious to my rise, was still thriving smug. He didn't know I'd been quietly buying shares in his firm. Bit by bit, I took over until I was his boss. When I strode into his office, my office, he nearly collapsed. "James," he stammered, eyes bulging. I smiled. "It's Mr. Holt now." That day, he lost it all just like I had. Layla, meanwhile, was still living large, married to a man now broken, disgraced. But I wasn't done. My final blow, ultimate betrayal. She didn't know who the new CEO was when she applied for a job. She strutted into my office, smirking until she saw me. Her face went white. "James," she whispered. I leaned back, grinning. "You wanted me gone, Lila. Now," I waved at the room, "I own it all, and you're nothing." I slid her a termination letter. Her lip quivered as she begged, "James, please, I messed up." I stood. "No, Lila, you chose. Now live with it." Then I threw her out for good. They thought they'd ruined me, but I left them in ashes. I never looked back. Victor, my former director, sat across from me in my office, his face pale, hands trembling as he read his termination papers. He looked up, stunned. "James, this can't be real." I smirked, lounging in what was once his chair. "Oh, it's real. His empire, his legacy, mine now." The man who'd fired, shamed, and broken me was at my mercy. I was judge, jury, and executioner. Victor's fall wasn't just financial, it was personal, public, total. Step 1. The takeover. ID stealthily bought most of his company's shares. Once I had control, I slashed his pay to zero and forced him out. The board abandoned him, his allies vanished. That day, headlines screamed, CEO Victor Kane ousted in brutal takeover firm, now run by ex-employee he sacked. Step 2. Disgrace. I leaked every dirty deal, every crooked move he'd ever made. His reputation tanked, his wealth dissolved, his business imploded. But I wasn't finished. Lila thought she could slink back when I handed her that termination letter. She pleaded, James, please, I screwed up. I laughed. You chose Lila. Deal with it. Her lip shook. I'll do anything, she whispered. There it was, the desperation it craved, but it'd never take her back. It'd make her pay. Step 1, cut her off. No job, no home, Victor's estate was seized. No money, Victor was broke. Step 2, isolation. I sent her family proof of her deeds, they disowned her. Her friends ditched her. Her name became a punchline. She was zero. A month later, she called voice frail. James im homeless. I chuckled. Not my issue. Silence, then sobs. I loved you, she said. I smirked. No, Lila, you loved what I provided. Now you've got nothing. I hung up for good. Victor tried to restart, but no one backed him. Lila was last seen slinging coffee, a shadow of her former self. Me. I was untouchable. They thought they'd won. They thought they'd crushed me. But I was the one who raised their world, and I never looked back. If you loved this savage revenge tale, share your thoughts below. Like, share and follow for more. Every story I craft takes time, grit, and soul.